have seen the dark shadows moving in the woods, and I have no doubt that whatever I have resurrected through this book is sure to come calling for me.
Hey, what's going on? It's Dr. Gonzo Boogie here again, and in this video I just wanted to go through and show my entire Evil Dead collection. And I have a good amount of Evil Dead DVDs, which I have right here in my horror movie shelf. And then also stacked to the side, I have a really nice stack of Evil Dead VHSs, which I've done a video about my Evil Dead tapes, but since then I've gotten a couple more. So I thought it was worth showing those in this video too. So I'm sure mostly everybody watching this video has seen the Evil Dead films, and I just love them. They're some of my favorite horror movies to watch, especially around Halloween time. And when I first got into collecting horror movies, the Evil Dead series was one of the first series that I really got into that I hadn't known about already. You know, I had already known about the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, and the Evil Dead was really the first series that I hadn't known about when I was younger that I really got into. So I've gone through hundreds of copies of Evil Dead through my time as being a fan of the film. These are just the copies that I have now. I actually have 2 copies of each film for one reason or another, and I'm just going to go through the DVDs right now, you know, tell you guys why I have each edition, what's, you know, cool about each edition. First off, here is the Ultimate Edition of the first Evil Dead, and I would highly recommend this box. I think it's really nice, and I think they did a good job laying out and doing the design for it and everything like that. And the special features are really nice. It's a 3-disc set. The first disc is the widescreen edition of the film. The second disc is the full frame edition of the film, and the third disc is just special features, which it has a lot of the special features that are on earlier editions of Anchor Bay DVD releases of this, but it also, I think, has 1 or 2 things that are unique for this set, if I remember right. And it's just a nice looking set. You know, it's got the chapter selections and some really nice artwork in here. It also comes with a poster of the Evil Dead, the movie poster, which I won't undo right now. I just want to keep that as nice as I can, actually. And you know, like I said, it's a 3-disc set. I'll try to show the discs if I can. And I just think it's really nice. Behind each disc is a really cool publicity shot for the film, and I always love those publicity shots. I used them in the intro for this video. They're just some of my favorite images that go with the movie. Alright, next up here is just kind of your basic edition of Evil Dead, or what I would call the ladies of the Evil Dead edition, because this is the edition of the film that comes with the ladies of the Evil Dead booklet. And this is actually a odder release with a slipcover over it, which is from something that Anchor Bay put out called the Horror Legacy series. But I just recently picked this up, but I like this just because it has a slipcover to it. I just think it's nice, and, you know, adds a little bit to the film, to the DVD release, I mean, even though it's just kind of your basic, you know, horror movie type release with a haunted house and a full moon in it. So very stereotypical and very, you know, what you expect to see, but for some reason I like it. I think it's cool, and like I said, this is just the basic Anchor Bay release underneath that, which I really like. This is actually going up in price too, this release. It goes for like a good, I think, $10 used now, and I remember when this you could get for really cheap. So all those classic Anchor Bays are just going up in price now, which is cool because I have a ton of them. And like I said, this is the one that comes with the Ladies of the Evil Dead booklet, which is a really nice booklet. But I also have my Book of the Dead booklet in with that, because I used to have the Book of the Dead edition of Evil Dead 1 and 2, but I got those when they first came out, and that was before I really started to take good care of my DVDs and really, you know, like maintain them well and everything. And both of those editions just ended up getting ruined because they were made with like a type of rubber. So, you know, they got worn from my friends and me looking at them and messing around with them. So I wish I still had those because those go for a lot of money now in good condition. But I still have the booklet for it, which I think is my favorite booklet that I've ever gotten with an Evil Dead movie. It shows all the DVD releases and VHS releases and just goes through the whole history of the movie in general. Just a really good booklet, and that was a really good edition, the Book of the Dead edition. Alright, and that's all I have for Evil Dead. But next up is Evil Dead 2, which I have the Anchor Bay's first DVD release of this, which I always loved. I just think this looks great. They recently re-released an Evil Dead DVD with a similar cover, but I love these classic Anchor Bays. They're like my favorite DVDs to collect, basically. And the insert for this and the inside is really cool, I think. Chapter selections. Always love the inserts from Anchor Bay and everything else. I just think they do a fantastic job with all their horror movie releases. And then this is the, what I would call the basic edition of Evil Dead 2 on DVD. The one that you see most often. But I always liked this edition. It was one of the first editions of Evil Dead 2 I ever bought. And I've had this copy of it for a while now. And I always like the insert for this one too. And I have both editions because I love the artwork on the last one, the one with the skull. But that one has really no special features at all. So this one, I'm glad has a lot of special features on it. Because I remember watching these special features when I was younger, when I first got into the film. So every once in a while I like to rewatch them. And next up, of course, is Army of Darkness, which this is one of the Anchor Bay releases. There's a lot of Anchor Bay releases of Army of Darkness on DVD. I only have 2 of them. But this is what I would say is like a basic release of this one. I've seen this one pop up every once in a while in FYEs and DVD stores. But I always wanted this because I used to have the Universal Army of Darkness release, which I just was never that happy with. This has, of course, an awesome insert like all Anchor Bay DVDs do, and it has some really nice special features. And then here is what I think is a really cool edition of Army of Darkness, and this is a 2-disc set called Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness, and I just think this is a really cool set. This is the Boomstick edition, the 2-disc set, like I said, and this has the US theatrical version of the movie and the director's cut, which puts in a lot of the cut versions and alternate takes that were released as special features on a lot of the theatrical versions of the movie. So I just think this is really cool. Goddamn motorcycles outside, but yeah, I just think this is really cool, you know. Probably my favorite edition I have of Army of Darkness. Out of the 2 that I own, this is my favorite, and I like the way this is laid out too inside the package. You got chapter selection for each version, a nice 2-disc set, and then a couple inserts. One is a sweepstakes to actually win dinner with Bruce Campbell, which I think is just an awesome thing. And then this is a Army of Darkness Join the Army insert, which is just a little thing Bruce Campbell wrote about, you know, making the film and other stuff like that, which is a really nice insert. Alright, and that's it for the DVD releases of Evil Dead and Army of Darkness for me. But I have a nice stack of VHS tapes, like I said, which I'm just going to go through really quick. This is actually my oldest release of the Evil Dead, which this is probably an 80s tape, like a late 80s tape of the Evil Dead. Just very basic 80s tape layout and design, which I love. And you know, I have yet to watch this tape, so I'm not sure what the quality is anymore, but I love everything about this. The cover they used for this and everything. Just a really awesome looking tape in my opinion. Next up, I actually have 3 Anchor Bay releases of the first Evil Dead film. And I'll put them next to each other because they look like they have like a uniform look to them. Like, this is the first one, which just has one of the production stills for the movie, publicity shots or whatever. All these have a different one, and then this is this one. They all have the same image on the back, just different color text. And then this is the other one, which I love collecting these editions of Evil Dead just because I'm curious of how many they made. These are just the 3 that I've found. But they look really nice next to each other. They all have the same basic layout. They're just colored differently and have different covers, which I just think is really cool. I like stuff like this. For a movie collector, this is the type of stuff I like. Alright. And then next up here we have Evil Dead 2, which this is my only copy of Evil Dead 2 on VHS, which this is just kind of exactly the same as the DVD that I have from Anchor Bay, which this tape is also from Anchor Bay, so I'm guessing they probably released the tape and the DVD around the same time, since they have basically the same artwork and layout and everything. But again, I think it's a nice looking tape, and I actually owned this tape before I owned the DVD, so it was cool finally getting the DVD with this cover. Then I have 2 special editions. One is of the Evil Dead, which this has like a different cover, one that I've never seen. It's hard to even really tell what's going on. That's I would say it's not my favorite cover I've seen Anchor Bay use for Evil Dead, but since it's a special edition, you know, it's whatever. But it's actually the cabin with like a face up in the sky, like one of the demon faces. And this is actually a limited release, but I'm sure I've checked it, it's not worth that much. You know, just a Evil Dead VHS tape. And I can't remember, yeah, this one actually came with a couple inserts. That's what the tape looks like for the limited edition. And then it came with 2 inserts. One is just a Anchor Bay like merchandise thing. You can get shirts, stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool because you don't really see these too much anymore with new DVDs and stuff like that. And then just another cool Evil Dead booklet. This one's called the Evil Dead Journal, and you know, it just goes through the making of the movie. So with all these Evil Dead booklets I have, I should know basically everything about the movie. Just really cool. I love Anchor Bay and all these like little unique booklets you can get with each edition. Definitely one of the main reasons I like to buy Anchor Bay editions is because of the little things you get with them sometimes. And they just do a good job with the quality on the releases and the print of the film and everything like that. They just really do a good job, Anchor Bay. And then last here for the video is my special edition of Army of Darkness on DVD, and this is just the director's cut on DVD, on tape, which I already have the director's cut on DVD in my 2-disc set, but this is cool to have on tape too. I know you can get this exact edition also on DVD, which goes for a lot of money new, if I remember. I can't remember exactly how much it goes for brand new, but I know it's a lot. It's a cool edition, you know, the gold edition. It's in a nice gold tape case, just like I didn't mention about this one, but this copy of the Evil Dead is in like a silver case, so just really cool. And I actually don't have any inserts with this one or anything like that, but that's the tape with it. I'm guessing it might have came with an insert, but just, you know, I got the tape used, so a lot of times you get used tapes and, you know, it doesn't come with all this stuff anymore. But a really nice poster or whatever they use for this DVD release, just really cool. Alright, so that was my full Evil Dead collection, and if you like videos like this, I plan on doing some more with my David Cronenberg and John Carpenter collection, so I was going to post some of those up soon. So again, if you like the video, definitely give it a thumbs up and leave a comment, and thanks again for watching.